to do what they want to do, but they bring energy. They come fit because they come playing in Germany and French regularly. So,
how confident are you of coming in here at the Etihad and in the situation that Manchester City find themselves in? Obviously, it's a team that you know about very, very well, but they seem to be a little bit low on confidence after that disappointment in Europe this week.
I'm not sure about that. I always said that against this kind of team, it's always difficult to play, because in the moment that everyone is thinking that they can drop a little bit or they are low energy, is the moment when they want to show that everyone is wrong. So it will be a tough game today for sure.
Well, he knows the hunger and the desire inside the Manchester City dressing room, having been Pep Guardiola's assistant coach in the treble-winning season of Manchester City. But they have a new era and new faces in there today in the form of Kusanov and Mamouche, as they look to keep this Premier League resurgence at least going, Manchester City, as they face Chelsea of Enzo Maresca. So let's remind you of that very interesting team news. Manchester City's headlines: debuts for two of their signings this week. £59.1 million striker Omar Mamouche, the Egyptian international from Eintracht Frankfurt. He is straight in with Haaland and Foden up front. Abdelkader Kusanov, the 20-year-old who cost £33.8 million from Lens, becomes the first player ever from Uzbekistan to play in the Premier League. He's alongside Akanji at the heart of the defence. And Vitor Reis, who cost almost £30 million from Palmeiras, the 19-year-old Brazilian. He, as you can see, is amongst the City substitutes, where we also find Kevin De Bruyne. There's no Diaz and Doku because of injury. Chelsea do change a winning team. Three changes. Levi Colwill returns in defence. Enzo Fernandez is back as well, and Jadon Sancho alongside Cole Palmer, who faces his former club for the fifth time, having scored against them from the penalty spot in that dramatic 4-4 draw recently. Tosin, Pedro and Dewsbury Hall all drop to the bench. Well, first of all, Sean,
the own mistake. They can do better today, I'm sure.
OK, let's get some Manchester City reaction. Amongst the Premier League goals again, here he is, Erling Haaland.
Well, Erling, it looked as though every City player really enjoyed that today. Was that as good a performance, team performance, as there's been for quite a few weeks?
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic team performance, and I'm really happy.
Was that one of those nights when the senior players all stepped up to help one another out?
I think, you know, when we get the start like we did, it's difficult, but I think we played really well, even from from that, you know, and we kept on going, and then Joshko scored, deserved goal because he had quite a few chances, and we kept on pushing, and second half was the same, and yeah, we got the goals, and in the end it's what we need to do. We need to lock it in the back and keep going attacking wise.
You just said about horrific. Do all sorts of thoughts enter your mind, or do you not let them? When you think about Paris and then you're a goal behind, does it affect you?
No, it's that early that it's almost like, okay, we have to start with -1 goal, you know, like we did it quite a few times. Even Brentford scored after, even earlier, you know. This can happen, but it's about keep going, you know, because we've done it so many times before, turn it around, especially here at home. We know how confident we are and everything, so it's about keep going and to try to have peace in mind in your head. That's really what matters.
There aren't many strikers who can have a look at the goalkeeper with the ball and think, he might give me a goal here. Every time Ederson gets it like that, are you on the move straight away?
Yeah, it's already these 2.5 years, so when he has the ball, it's about being perfect timing because he's so precise.
And you've got a new man to help you out up front, Omar Mamouche. What had you seen of him before today, and what do you think he's going to do to help you and to help the team?
Yeah, I think I've seen. I still watch Bundesliga and support Dortmund, of course. So I'm watching Bundesliga, and I watched him as well. It's going to be fantastic playing with him. I think he had a really good first half. He even scored. I didn't see it again how much offside it was. But yeah, you can see that he has something special, and that's also why City bought him for a lot of money. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with him, and it's going to be a really good time.
Thanks, Ellie.
Thank you, man.
Thanks.
He's got 5 in 5 Premier League games now after going just 3 in 13. There's 2 aspects then to his goal. Let's first of all talk about the City side. They practice it. They know what Ederson can do, and he is the obvious target in this situation.
I think it's a perfect, delicate finish, Mo.
It is absolutely great finish, but I said that's what I was touching on before. Everybody locked in, man on man, but then you leave one-on-one at the back. I'm just not sure you can do that unless you've got somebody that's got the physical presence to manage Haaland. He put mind up like that. It's like, oh, thank you.
3 in 13. There's 2 aspects then to his goal. Let's first of all talk about the City side. They practice it. They know what Ederson can do, and he is the obvious target in this situation.
Yes, I think it's a perfect, delicate finish, Mo.
It is absolutely great finish, but I said that's what I was touching on before. Everybody locked in, man on man, but then you leave one-on-one at the back. I'm just not sure you can do that unless you've got somebody that's got the physical presence to manage Haaland. He put mind up like that. It's like, oh, thank you. I would never have scored in a million years if you hadn't have just gifted me it like that. So really, really poor decision. But as I say, I think Chelsea could have avoided it in the first instance. I'm not sure that going man for man and leaving one-on-one at the back with Haaland is the ideal thing.
So we started the day by talking about the top 3 clubs. The top 3 scorers have all scored today. Salah 19, Haaland 18 and Isak 17. It's competitive for the Golden Boot. Standards are high as well because Erling Haaland won it last season with 27. The 2 years you shared the Golden Boot in the Premier League era, Mo Salah would have won it by now, ahead of you.
Yeah, exactly, 18. I think these goal scorers at the moment, and as I've said before, if you were one goal in every 2 games, you were classed as world class. And now, if you don't score one every game, if you're 1 in 2 now, you're just moderate. So, but yeah, it's a great race. 3 top strikers there. I mean, I love Isak. I think he's so silky, so classy. Haaland maybe not got the class of an Isak in his general play, but just a goal-scoring machine. And Mo Salah's been there, seen it, done it, continues to do it. It's going to be a really interesting battle for that.
I should point out that Chris Sutton, Dion Dublin, our very own, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Dwight York were top strikers as well, who you shared the Golden Boot with.
Sharing's caring.
Indeed. Now, the other side of the goal is the Chelsea point of view and the goalkeeper.
For shooting, just cross the ball, and this is a big mistake.
And as you can see, it's not a statistic that the Chelsea goalkeeper will want to see again in a hurry. Alongside Muric, he's got the most errors leading to goals this season. And when we have a look at all 5 errors, including today, they're different forms of goalkeeping, Sean, as well.
Yeah, they are. I watched him in pre-season when City played against them, and he was making similar errors then, and he does throughout the season, and he did the same a bit last season as well. But not all of them ended up, I would say, in a goal, whereas I'm finding that he's getting punished quite a bit now. I think it's more of a surprise to Chalobah when he looks up and he sees his goalkeeper past the penalty spot. And just like Mo said, Haaland would have been rubbing his hands with that. And as soon as he gets good control over that, he's got basically the whole goal to aim for as long as he gets the height on it.
Is he nearing a point where Enzo Maresca perhaps just needs to take him out of the firing line, or do you continue to play him and back him?
Well, Chelsea have been doing well this season. It's a team game. He has made mistakes, a couple in the last games, but they were in the Champions League places before today, and they're only just out of them now. I don't know. It might be a position that he's looking at in the future, thinking maybe I need to change. For now, what's behind him, is that good enough? They've chopped and changed the goalkeepers quite a bit at the moment. Arrizabalaга's out on loan at Bournemouth, doing particularly well. So I don't know. It's a tough one to call. It's manager's preference, really. But it might be a position, if they want to win the league, which they obviously do in the future, then that might be a position that they probably think we've got to brush up on in the future.
He was beaten again. Phil Foden scored in 4 consecutive Premier League games for the first time, and he has
Hi Pep, I hope you're okay. The club signed Omar Mamouche yesterday. Could you first of all explain what the thinking is behind that and where he's likely to play in your team?
Well, the reason why was the potential signings due to the last seasons we didn't do much, due to the exceptional quality of the team. We anticipate 3 or 4 months. We should do it in summer, but to do it here for the amount of injuries, the problems that we had, and the club thought that he's a potential future for many years with incredible quality in the final third, and that's why we did it.
You've signed 3 players this week. Will they go straight into your squad for tomorrow's game?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah. We don't have players.
Could any of the 2, Rice and Kusanov, could either of them play
I don't know
right
that.
back?
I don't know yet. Can play, but I don't know yet.
Can you give us an update on any injuries that have flowed from the game against PSG the other night?
Which ones?
Are there any injuries? Is everyone fit?
Not the same injuries that we had. Ruben is out and Doku's out, and yeah, the players that we had out are out.
How important is this game against Chelsea with you both going for Champions League place?
Yeah, really important for the quality of the side. Our Chelsea have been. They're closing the table, even the big problems that we had in the past and recent past, and yeah. Goal this week is really important. The next 2 games are finals for us, so we're going to, with our people, that they're going to support us to do good performance and take the results that we need.
If you don't make the Champions League, how concerning would that be?
Sorry?
If you don't make the Champions League, how concerning would that be?
We could make it.
You confident?
Why should think differently? You can ask me as well, what nice will be you qualify for the Champions League. So what's going to happen, I'm going to answer. But I'm thinking it's going to happen. Always I'm very positive with always the next target.
Hi Pep, you've got, after this game in Bruges, you've got the likes of Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Spurs all coming up in February. How important is the next few weeks for your season?
And Nottingham. Chelsea, and after Bruges, and we'll see day by day.
And just how impressed have you been by the job that Enzo Maresca's done at Chelsea, and how much do you think they've improved under him this season?
A lot. I think recognize the team for the day one, even when we play in a summer camp in the States, many things I start to see that we spoke many times the last years together. So, yeah, really good. So I'm very pleased. I was a lucky man to work with him in the last years, and everything happened with him and his family is fine. I'm fine. I'm happy for him.
Pep, good afternoon. Just wondered what impression you've had of your 3 new players at training, because I'm guessing they're coming to a new club. They'll be very excited. What have your impressions been of them in training so far this week? Yeah, good. So we didn't train much because we games travels. We didn't make training session altogether. I think they didn't make once. Omar, Mamouche, yesterday was the first, and the other ones trained a little bit, but not all together. Yeah, fine. Victor is young, have a huge personality, need time, and Kusanov is already settled for the fact that playing a French league, like, handle with the tough, quick, fast players, but of course he doesn't speak much English, not French, so communication will be one of the situations that we have to deal with. And Omar, yes, it was the training sessions, the first training, so I think he will adapt quick. And after what happened in midweek, do you sense that they come in and they'll energise the group? What reaction have you sensed from the rest of the players?
Well, new players can help. Of course, they are here for that reason. For again, it could not happen when the amount of circumstances that we had. Tomorrow we have just one central defender, plus a little bit. Well, we have more, I would say, because Kusa and that. But for Bush, for example, we have one or two available, and that's why it's important for us. Yeah. To deal with the amount of games that we have, to have more squad. But the best energy is when you can win games and play good, and that's why we have to try to do it again.
It's a big game against Chelsea. If you win, you go back into the top 4. Have you got to be mindful of how big a game it is before putting them in, maybe the starting lineup or maybe on the bench because they're new players?
Every game is important, and the season that we are having to qualify for the next season in a Champions League, and of course it is for the quality for the opponent. So they play really good, the patterns, the quality up front, the speed. They do really good things, and I'm pretty sure with the 6 days they had, they prepare well the game against us.
Okay.